I've made you wait a whole 24 hours for this. The FA Cup third round replay. Southampton versus Wanderers. Let's be real for a moment. This is probably the point in which we bow out the FA Cup. But we're still in the FA Trophy, right? Right? I bloody wish. Yes, we have been knocked out by Chester, a Chester team in the Vanarama National North. Not even top of the Vanarama National North. They humiliated a rotated team from Wanderers 3-1. Yeah, that was one of two games since last episode. And the other game, a league game, not much better. Finished 2-2. Barnett scored in the 96th minute. To be fair, we were a bit fortunate to be ahead in this one at 2-1. They definitely deserved that goal. You know things were desperate because you might have spotted there. They had their goalkeeper in the area. For a moment, I thought he was the man who'd scored. Thankfully for me, he wasn't the man who put it in. That's you all caught up on things since last episode. We're going to run the intro and get straight into a game against Southampton. I hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing and looking forward to this final upload of the week. If you're enjoying the series, you know what to do. Down below, there's a little thumbie up. Click the thumbs up, leave a like. It helps in the algorithm and stuff. Today, Southampton away. A Premier League replay. You know what? This is pretty good. Elsewhere, by the way, Hornchurch, the Vanarama National South, managed to force Swansea to a replay. So up the bloody National League teams, they're doing themselves proud. Now, important to note that in both the Bury game and the Chester game, I played a very rotated team to try and keep us as rested as possible for this one, as if there was some kind of small chance we could actually win it on the road. Look, we got a draw at home. I think we were the better team. I feel like this is going to be tough, though. But yeah, in terms of team news, the team is fully rested up. We are at absolute full strength. Look at this fine specimen of a group of footballers. I should point out the plan today, play Southampton. If we get to the fourth round, we're having a party and doing that game. When we get knocked out, I'm going to go get my youth intake done in March. Or maybe come back in January if Andy White ends up leaving. Look at this! Look at this! There's Premier League teams everywhere wanting this man. I can't afford to lose him. In some ways, I don't want to play him in this game here against Southampton. I feel like I'm putting him in the shop window by playing him on a big stage against Premier League teams. But at this point, I feel like the secret is out the bag, isn't it? Everyone knows that Andy White exists. I just need to hope he stays loyal. If we do lose him in January, there probably will be screaming in a breakdown, especially if the board sell him above my head. I don't think there's any price I would sell him for right now. For this game, Southampton playing their 4-3-3 still. Of course, Southampton in this universe avoided the drop from the Premier League in their first year in the division. They're going to not necessarily be the easiest team for us to deal with here. And while Harwood Bellis is bringing it forward for them and smashing that one over the crossbar. Throwing on the near side, Deborah to Overton. He's gone a long way back there to Rose. We're knocking the ball around the back. Can we make something happen going forward here? Is this a bit kit clashy? Or is this just me? I feel like I've got to have a word with the kitman. We need to get rid of the pink in our home kit because when we play teams in red, it's borderline, isn't it? You know what? If we score from this highlight, we're staying in 3D. If we don't score or we concede, I'm going to blame it on my players being confused, and in 2D, we'll help them out. Anyway, AA's got the ball here. We're actually knocking the ball around quite nicely. I've jinxed that there, haven't I? I've bigged him up so much over the course of the season, Alan, so far. He's let us down there, although we've won the ball in a good area here. Thorndike, Overton, is he on? Is he on? Is he on? Well, we're a goal up. The flag's not been raised by the linesman. Is this going to count? Is this going to... The linesman didn't raise his flag. The linesman always raises his flag when it's offside. I mean, it looked offside. Was it off? Yeah. Yeah, it was. I thought we'd actually scored there. Right, 2D. Here we go. Look at this. This feels very old school. This is how I used to do Football Manager videos in the beginning, back on FM13. They're on the attack here. Ball into a wide area. Shot. Okay, well, that's gone in. I can't wait to see that in 3D. I believe Pantovic, who's the man who scored this, that in Serbian is to pull one's pants down, to Pantovic them. We've been firmly Pantovic there, haven't we? It's 1-0. Right, you know what? We've got to dust ourselves off and go again. Kingdon gives it to Forner. Chance he loses the ball there. In fact, he has lost the ball there. We're now trying to win it back. Ajaria battling away on the near side. Bassi now with the ball for them. The left back. We're trying to put him under some pressure as he goes all the way back to Bazunu. Bednarek now with it. Harwood Bellis down the line to Guga. I'm not enjoying this. They're knocking around the ball quite nicely. Jackson gets to it in the end. Lays it back to Rose. And you know what? At least in 2D, you can appreciate the movement of our players with our beautiful 3 at the back system. Look at this build-up play. Look at the football. Overton's in behind. He's onside this time. He's found the back of the net this time. And it's 1-1. Yeah, rule that one out, Lino. Absolute scum. Great goal here. Hopefully the linesman didn't hear me say that. I don't want to get fined or, get a yellow card. Look at that finish. Overton down the middle. Bazunu, sit down. I do feel like Overton is the perfect player for these kind of games. His pace is good enough to compete against kind of, Premier League players for pace. At least the slow defenders, which I think Southampton have some of. And on 2 occasions in this game, we've seen him get in behind. I mean, I'm not being funny. 35 minutes into this game, we're having more of possession. We've had the same number of shots as them with a better XG. We're playing really well. And that kind of scares me, because when you play well and you lose, it's almost worse in these kind of games than playing badly and just getting battered. In terms of if we lose this game, it doesn't matter if we lose 5-0 or if we lose 2-1. We get the same amount of money at the end of the day. I would rather have a hard-fought game, I suppose. But it doesn't mean it's going to alleviate any heartache as they put the ball in the back of the net. Harwood Bellish is wandering out from the back. I thought he was a centre-back. Where is he going here? I assume he's playing right-back in this game. Don't know how that's gone for our players' legs. Rose got a hand to it. It wasn't enough. Okay, look, it's disappointing to be behind him, but I actually don't feel like we're playing that badly. White's not playing well. That's probably good. Maybe teams will not think he's good enough now. Players reacted well to a team talk. I'm just wondering if I really want to change anything here. Aaron Allen's not played well, but I believe in the left back to turn things around. Then again, Connor Pye's quite good. Now, you know what? In Pye, we trust. Bring him on. We get 9 subs that we get to name in the FA Cup. We get to make 5 subs total. So there's plenty of options on the pitch. It's not like a league game where perhaps with only 3 subs at my disposal, I probably wouldn't make that change I've just made at the break. But in this kind of game here, Howard Bellis is running the show from right back. We've got to try something else. On the left-hand side, that header has gone only just over. Overton on the far side loses out to Bassi, and now they're going to try and build it out through the middle. Guga, already 1 goal to his name, carrying the ball out for them, skips past our midfield like they're not even there, and suddenly we're exposed at the back. Smallbone dances inside, dances past everyone. If he'd finished that, it would have been a banging goal. Look at the match momentum. We scored, then we lost all the momentum. I need to get shouty. I've been trying to play more positively in this game. It's not really worked, but my issue here is now that they're just going to sit back and play defensively, or at least be less committed to the attack. I'm going to move Thorndike, I think, to shadow striker here. I feel like I need to make changes. Andy White's not been good enough. I'm going to bring in Musa, and Whittaker's going to come on as well with some fresh legs there in the final third. Ajari at right back, not having the best of game. Travis Johnson on as well. Basically, I've subbed off all the players in the positions that do the most running for us, and I'm just going to hope that fresh legs work. Immediately, there's a highlight. Do fresh legs work, or are the changes I've made going to result in us conceding immediately? Pye, that is not a good defensive header here. They've now got it on this near side. Pizarro for them. Lays it to Smallbone. He gives it back to Bassi. I mean, we're forcing them back. They've got so many players forward, though. At this moment in time, Pizarro dinks it wide. This is not good. This is scary. This is 3-1. I mean, at the end of the day, we're playing a Premier League team as a National League team. Still not really sure how we drew against them 0-0. They've just been better here, haven't they? Since we scored, they've just turned it on. I mean, it's probably stupid. I'm just going to go on attacking now. I feel like I should make more changes, and yet there's part of me that's resigned to the defeat here. Let's look and try and play a little bit wider and a little bit more direct here. In transition, let's get it to the flanks quickly. And out of possession. Lads, just get stuck in and step up more. We usually are dropping off, but now I want us to try and just cause a few issues. I say that knowing that with 10 minutes left, this game is probably done. Like, we just don't have the quality that they have. We don't have the kind of players that they have. And sadly for us, Southampton, well, I was going to say they're going to win 3-1. There's time for a misery compiler. It's whipped in. It's not cleared away. I mean, could we hit them on the break? Overton, he's already scored 1 as the number 21. I mean, there's a one-on-one at the back if he can pick out a pass. He gives it to Johnson at right back, who's going to run wide. Can he get past his man? He can't. If we get 1, do I start to dream? Overton can't win it in the air. Goes back to Bazunu in goal. We're pressing high. We're pressing hard. The ball's coming down with snow on it there for Jackson to take under his spell. But unfortunately, as much as I want to believe we could score here, it probably is still all for nothing unless suddenly, right, I'm making more changes. 5 minutes left in this game. The thing is, I've already changed things to go quite a lot more attacking, haven't I, really? Like, there's only so much more I can do here, I feel like. I'm going to tell the players to hit early crosses, be slightly more direct in our play. And then, you know what, at this point, Hume, Segundo Volante, Fauna, Segundo Volante attack. Probably don't need to be playing a 5 at the back right now, do I? Or a 3 at the back. I'm going to play Kingdom and Deborah at centre-back. I'm going to put them both on ball-playing defender on defend. They will just look to launch balls forward. Overton's going to play through the middle on advance forward. McGlynn is coming on as a second pressing forward. I mean, I'm not being funny. There's 4 minutes left here. I'm just trying to force a highlight, really. Very attacking as well. Desperate times, desperate measures. I've made all those changes. Will anything come of them? Please, Football Manager. Give me hope. Give me something. There's a highlight. We have no players back. They've gifted it to Musa. Surely not. He's playing it through the middle. Overton. We've got men over on this side. McGlynn, fresh off the bench. He's going to have a chance. We're going to put the ball in. Musa! I thought he was going to score. Why did I believe that he'd score that? Did anyone else believe? I mean, we've given it a blooming good go. But Southampton have won. Oh, I mean, I'm praising the player. They've given their bloody best there. I can't be annoyed with them. Look, we've held our own against Southampton, kind of. We lose the game 3-2. That miss at the end, he has to hit the target. We get £3,000 for losing against Southampton. What kind of ticket revenue sharing did we get? I think we got a couple 100,000. Gate receipts for the month now total 400,000. Yeah, that's quite a lot. I think last time when we took on West Ham, there were 60,000 fans and we got like £1 million. Sadly, for that game, St Mary's, only 19,000 fans actually showed up. It wasn't even close to a sellout. Now, looking ahead, we are now sadly out of every single cup competition. The league is just our main focus. There is 14 games left of the league season. That doesn't feel like very many games considering we're in January, but that is just the way in which the games are balanced at this level. We have a youth intake incoming in March. I'm going to come back for that, and perhaps one of these games against the likes of Yeovil, Oldham, or Rochdale, or someone. I think the Yeovil and Oldham ones are going to be before our youth intake. You know what? We'll see what the vibe is. I'll either be coming back screaming with joy with a great intake, or screaming with absolute pain because I'm having to deal with transfer drama in January. Let's go see what Future Jack's got in store. No, I'm kidding. That was really loud. Sorry. Look, we've survived. It's the 2nd of February. I had bids, not just on Andy White, of which we got some pretty big offers at the end, £500,000 from Norwich, but Aaron Allen also got offers not exceeding £105,000, and even Jack Kingdon had a few offers verging on £100,000, but the transfer window's done. I've sold no one. I'm feeling good. Normally with videos, I like to keep an air of consistency. I put the shirt I wore for the earlier bit of this episode in the wash, so just wearing a South Korea kit instead. Yeah, it's gone poorly. Another thing that's gone a bit poorly is our recent form. We won 5 games on the bounce after that Southampton game where we just lost. Ebbsfleet 5-0 win. Wins to end the month of January. We started off February well. Draw against Aldershot, and then a loss against Yeovil and a draw against Oldham means that we've not yet wrapped up the title, and in fact, we can't wrap it up in our next game. I'm going to come back for the game, whenever it might be, that should probably be the title clincher. Not before we talk about our youth intake, but yeah, headline news here. We're very likely to win the league. I'll say headline news. That's not the headline news. This is the headline news. We have our youth intake, and David, he's bloody delivered again. I feel like when it comes to these players, we can't read too much into the current ability and potential ability stars. Obviously, our best players right now are kind of League 2, League 1 level. In spite of that, though, how can you not be excited seeing this? Niall Townsend is considered the best of the bunch. The 16-year-old is a centre attacking mid by nature, and I think that's where he will probably play for us longer term. Nice bit of flair. Wish he had a bit more vision. 2 vision for a centre attacking mid is actually really, really bad. He is going to have to work on that, but he's never really going to be the playmaker-y type. I suppose the good thing for us is we're using the Regista as kind of our playmaker within the system deeper. The attacking mid just needs to be able to attack, and if we compare Thorndike with Townsend, yeah, he is going to need to improve a little bit before we play him in the first team. Nevertheless, I think this guy could be a pretty good player. My staff rate him highly. Just got to try and fulfill that potential. Up next, we've got another 5-star potential player, Mark Marshall. It sounds like a fake name. It's almost like he's not a real person. If there's a person called Mark Marshall watching this video, I am sorry. This bloke is another man who's probably a centre attacking mid. Yeah, 2 centre attacking mids in one intake. I'll let you decide of the 2 who is the best. I think it goes without saying Townsend a much more complete footballer, but both these players should have a decent chance to develop, but neither of them screams first team option immediately. Then again, given the fact we could wrap up the league title with a few games to spare, might just promote them and play them in games anyway. The last of the elite talents is another centre mid. I think Ray Boyle, to be honest, is a more likely candidate to move into a deeper position as kind of a deep line playmaker / regista type player. Great first touch, great passing, great technique. Like the look of this guy a lot, super consistent, maybe a little bit concerned he's got low determination. Gonna be something to work on. I feel like compared to last year's intake where I was spoiled, none of these players are going to waltz straight into the team. There is a bit of depth to this intake as well. A few more players that I feel like I should mention. Ryan Smith, loads and loads of pace, not a great deal else. Could be a good striker, some decent potential. Love the fact he's super consistent. Mario Alonso here. It doesn't sound like an English sounding name. He is English, I promise. Another pacey player with some decent flair. Feel like if I was going to play him anywhere, it might have to be as a striker, but with one strength. Yeah, I don't know what the plan with him is. He has potential. He has to improve. And the last of the players in the intake that I think is worth mentioning is Ryan Timms, a goalkeeper. Last year, we did get a goalkeeper in our intake in Jeremy Lechevier. Compared to Jeremy, I feel like this bloke is a little bit better. The 15-year-old actually has some really good initial aerial reach. Not the tallest goalkeeper by any means, but could have the makings of a good little player. Of course, given the investment that's gone into our youth facilities, our training facilities, and our youth recruitment so far in the early years, I'm hoping that a few of these players will be able to develop. And of course, following the footsteps of Andy White, who sadly, despite improving a lot, is injured pretty much, I was going to say to end the season. He might be able to play in whatever game we do next. Speaking of which, we are 11 points clear of Yeovil with 6 games left of the season. We should be wrapping up the title with games to spare. I'm going to go forward to whichever game it might be that we need to win. Yeovil are playing Forest Green. If they slip up there, it could be as soon as the next game against Woking. I'll tell you what, past Jack, very wise man. We can win the title here. We are going to go woke and send them home broke. Yeah, they're in 5th. This is not necessarily the most straightforward game, but with 14 points clear of Yeovil, 15 points left on offer, if we win, we are the champions. Appreciate you have missed a few games lately just due to the skip between the Southampton game and this one. Although it has been a number of months, it's not been that many games, but just a little statistical overview of the team here. We've got 6 players into double figures for goals, which is absolutely amazing. Our wing-backs have just been the source of all our goals assist-wise this year. I've realised here Connor Pye has played a lot less games in the end than Aaron Allen. That was kind of inevitable that was going to happen. His assist total looks really impressive. As a reminder, Pye got 4 assists in one game, and it was a cup game. And in terms of top performers this season, unsurprising really, top goal scorer Andy White, who has absolutely improved leaps and bounds. He came through our intake last year. Look at this level of development. Oh, it just makes me feel good. Sadly, he is injured, and Victor Musa, who, of course, we've been playing more and more, it feels like, as the season's gone on, has also gone and got injured, so he's out for a little while too. Oh, and to make things worse, I've just realised I had multiple players on international duty here. This is annoying. One moment. So Yeovil have to be older shot. If they fail to win, we're champions. If we win, we're also champions. In terms of team selection, few little bits of rotation here and there. At the back, Kingdon is away on international duty, I think with the Scottish youth team. Is he betrayed us to go to Scotland's under-21s? Disgraceful. That means that Johnson's going to come in and play at right centre-back with Deborah dropping into the middle. Jones is back in at defensive mid because Forner has gone off on international duty again. He keeps doing this. And in the final third, it's going to be Overton with Whittaker. McGlynn is on the bench, of course. 2 of our strikers in Musa and White injured today. So plan of attack, hopefully win the league with this game here. Otherwise, I don't really know what the plan is. We should be winning this game, really. After that, next week, Monday, to kick off the week, we're going to kick it off with an absolute bang with a transfer special and a bit of an end-of-season wrap-up, I think. I'll make the end-of-season wrap-up short. But yeah, I know you guys want transfers to start the week. We're going to be delivering that. Hume with the ball for us, drifting into that wider area, lays it back to Louis Jackson. The centre-back has been pretty good so far this year, with passes, well, I was going to say like that one. He's overhit it, but it's not cleared away well. Allen's kept it alive. Hume shoots. That was an absolute P-roller of a shot, and the keeper got nowhere near it. We're having a bit of a wobble with our form, as you saw before. We did actually win 3-0 in our most recent game. I think it was against Rochdale. So I'm hoping with a bit of wind in our sails and the momentum back on our side, we're going to be fine here. We've won all but, well, a handful of games really this year. 2 defeats in 42. If things stay as they are, we're not going to be champions, though. We need a win here. We need to get a result now. Hume to Ajaria. Whittaker. Options inside. doesn't need them, scores his 11th of the year. And Ajaria at right back, kicking off the play with a throw-in. A little bit of build-up play here. Whittaker kept his run going into the box. Ajaria squared it inside. Not the easiest of finishes, but he found the back of the net. Stevenson for Woking. Have they had a shot yet? No, they haven't. 41 minutes into this game, Woking have not yet had an opportunity on goal. Possession's been very even, actually, but they've not broken us down and been able to find a way through. Ajaria already turned assister once. Could he turn provider again? The right back, not a lot of time and space, but that is a sensational ball. Overton had time to take a touch and he just lost his composure. Hit it first time. Wasn't a bad effort. Didn't find the back of the net. And with that, a first half that I think it's safe to say we've dominated comes to a close. Very nice and simple team talk there. Lads, you're playing well. Just keep doing what you're doing. Win this game and we win it all. Yeovil are winning in their game, so a draw would not be enough due to goal difference. And although the goal difference is almost mathematically entirely in our favour, they wouldn't hand us the trophy today. Okay, Joe McGlynn on for Overton. I want to get some fresh legs into the team. Morehouse as well I'm going to bring in. Morehouse has been one of the biggest disappointments this year, actually. I thought he'd end up playing a lot more than he has. 6.61 rating in the league is shocking. Make amends today, Jack. I feel like there's meant to be like a Jack alliance where I stick by him, but truthfully, if we get promoted, he's the kind of player that I will view as disposable, and so on we look to sell on for some money. We are going to have a corner here that's whipped towards the near post. It's half-headed away, but Johnson keeping it alive. Ajaria, the right back, has a goal and an assist in this game now, and we are on the cusp of the title. Of course, we missed out on that opportunity to win the league on the last game of the season last year. We bottled the playoff final to follow, but this year we have proven the dominant force. Ajaria, not the best of finishes, wasn't exactly straight into the bomb corner, but you know what? It's in the goal, doesn't matter how it goes in, unless you're offside or you punch it in, I guess. But he kicked it, so it's fine. It's happened again. Joe Rose has got injured in goal. And I don't have White on the bench today. What are the odds on this happening twice in one season? Never mind twice in live commentaries. Football Manager knows, right? Deborah, you are the biggest man, so you're in goal. And then Hockenhull, who did have a little bit of a knock, is going to have to come into play centre-back. I mean, if we now don't win the title today because of a goalkeeper injury, I'll be fuming. I can't believe it's happened twice. Right, in Deborah, we trust. He's dropped the ball, but it's cleared away. Great save. I feel like I should be a lot more stressed about the goalkeeping situation here, but the 2-goal cushion is keeping me calm, at least for now. 5 minutes of added time left to survive out. They've had, well, not enough chances really in this game, Woking. We've kept them held back firmly. And that's a penalty. You know what I'm doing here. Has the situation gone to my head? Maybe. Put Deborah on the penalties. Get the goalkeeper on it. He's not even a goalkeeper. He's a centre-back. I believe in him. Imagine subbing your centre-back into goal, then making him take a goal kick. Look, I deserve that. That is karma. He does need to get back in goal quickly now. They've not scored it. And you know what? I feel like that perfectly encapsulates the chaos of this season. We are going to win the title. We are going to beat Woking with 4 more games to spare. Maybe a chance to play some of those youth intake players. We were close to glory last year. Sadly, we're not going to win the FA trophy ever in this save game unless we were to get relegated. Hopefully that won't happen, but nevertheless, National League champions, a step up to League 2, a young and exciting squad, and, well, we are going to need to do some business in the summer in the transfer special, but how can you not feel good about that? The gold and the black confetti rains down from the skies, and Wanderers are promoted. Congrats everyone, you're champions, right? I'm definitely just going to play all the youth intake players now and all the kids around the club. Look at that result there. Yeovil managed to scrape a last-minute win, all for nothing. Joe Rose dislocated his shoulder there. I'll tell you what, I might need a new goalkeeper, because whilst Miles Roberts has been fine as a backup, I feel like if Joe Rose is my main goalkeeper and he keeps getting injured like this, probably a problem. He has missed a lot of football this year. He was really injury-free in the first year too. Board have set the budgets, by the way. Wage budget, £53,000. That is £20,000 I suddenly have to spend on wages. Board are absolutely delighted with the promotion. Ajaria, man of the match, a 9.9 rating for the right wing-back. Another great game for him. And I feel like that now sets us up nicely for next episode. We have got a handful of games to end the year. Harrogate, Maidenhead, Boreham Wood, Wealdstone. If you're a fan of any of those teams, sorry, you're not going to get to see our best team in those matches. I'm going to now use this as a development opportunity. One thing I haven't mentioned, by the way, is due to our youth level being very good and obviously upgrading it after the FA Cup run last year, we are actually currently playing the Premier League 2. Our youth team. We're better than Fulham's team that have won 1 in 18. We've actually won a third of our games, which when you look at the teams we're listed next to, that's really not disastrous. Right now, it should be pointed out that my under-21s is also the same squad as the under-18s. Yeah, we don't have enough players in the youth setup yet. As for the under-18s, yeah, they've not done as well when you look at things there, have they? Well, at least we finished above AFC Sudbury. Get in there. Drink it in, enjoy it. We are National League champions. On Monday, to kick off the episode, we'll do a mini end-of-season wrap-up. Then we're going to jump straight into some transfer goodness. As strong as our squad has been this year, I think there's some very obvious areas for improvement. If you have enjoyed today's episode, go down below, leave a like. It's marching game now. I'll be back in June, aka Monday. I'll see you next week.